Morning, guys. This is AJ Crowley playing Call of Cthulhu, the video game. And last week I hadn't realised, but we'd actually got to the last chapter of the game, otherwise I might have made a better attempt at trying to finish off the thing. So we've done all sorts of weird stuff. We've seen a really big gribbly. We've eaten bits of the gribbly. I don't know if I'm going the right way here. Oh, yeah, looks like we are. Every time we went near the big gribbly, we went all weird. Until we finally just got zapped here. I mean, I'm almost at the point where I don't really care anymore. It's just sort of... What? Oh, okay. Here we go. It's almost... I just want to get to the end of this thing, to be honest, now. It's almost feeling like a chore. Because there's not... Oh, as if you've watched the other videos, you'll know I'm not overly impressed by the sort of linearity of this one, to be honest. While it's still better than the Sinking City, at least the Sinking City was more or less an open world map where you could just go wherever you wanted, whenever you wanted, ish. And it had fast travel and things like that. Whereas this is really just a series of levels stitched together with no real choice about how you get there. The only sort of decisions are where you spend your character points, and because of how you spend your character points, which tests you get available. Those therefore determine some of the information you get past, but you still end up going to the same chapters in the same order and doing the same bits of story. So much so that some of them are contradictory in that I found bits of information out or I did certain things, and then when you get to another scene, it's almost as if you didn't make that decision. So I'm sort of wondering if the continuity wasn't at the forefront of people's minds when they were designing the game or setting up the dialogue. So, yeah. Not impressed, really. I think we've been here before. Or at least we've been to a part of this bit before. We're going to see monsters and nasties and gribblies and things, probably. Oh. Oh, there we go. That looks fairly ominous, doesn't it?
Reality as you know it stops here.
Well...
This makes sense.
Oh, she is waiting.
Yep, that looks fun. How do we get to that bit of stairs? This is quite impressive. Now, the thing with games and candles is, who is it that keeps coming around and lighting the fuckers? Seriously. Someone's doing it.
What have they done to me?
Oh, I don't know. We're probably going to look in a mirror or something and suddenly find out that we've been made into a gribbly as well.
Come on.
Oh, probably not. Or not our arms, anyway.
Mr. Pierce, I was expecting you. Fuller, you died in front of my eyes.
Don't jump to conclusions.
Is there not the tiniest spark of a scientific mind inside of that detective skull of yours?
What abject substance did you use to turn her into an empty shell?
Abject substance. The serum extracted from Leviathan's oil bestows the power of life. To me, my body is nothing but the mortal vessel of my conscience. To you, it contains more answers and secrets than your insignificant mind can grasp.
Yay. Ow! God damn it. So I'm not expecting this to take particularly long. We might be done with this well before I have to do the day job. Oh, fun. Floating bricks.
Barely stand up, and yet here you are. You never give up.
That is not you. Not anymore. Not since your disappearance on the docks.
Detective. So easy to fool you. So eager to rush to the rescue of a woman in distress.
You won't make me regret having tried to save people. I did what I could. Even for Colden.
Your efforts to change your destiny, although in vain, make you worthy of the fate that is yours. The day has come. You will be asked to choose.
Choose the form of the Destructor.
You took everything from me. Wife, life, destiny. You forsook your right to a normal life the moment you chose power over humanity. No one wants to see such an unbearable sight. You don't have the slightest idea of what you speak, of what I've been through. I have sacrificed my life to the one who sleeps. My marriage, my family, my own flesh. Why didn't Sarah choose me? Why is it your damn face on her painting?
Jealous much? Oh, for fuck's sake.
But you already know it. I can see that you will make the right choice.
I don't know. I don't know.
Your fear of the unknown and your stupid pride cloud your judgment. Quit lying to yourself and embrace your destiny. It's not cowering that brought you those medals. None of this is real. Trust your guts.
If nothing's real, what are you?
I am a projection of your mind. What remains of that instinct that pulled you out of the trenches. Don't listen to them. They're too dangerous for your tired mind.
Okay. I mean, whatever that means.
I'm almost there.
Game saved.
Here you are at last, Truth Seeker.
She was waiting for you.
You were waiting for me.
Yes. When I finally discovered the truth, I knew you would come. All this time I was fighting it, afraid of what I might discover. But I was afraid of myself.
It's coming.
What did you learn?
Listen to me, Edward Pierce, as I will deliver the truth.
I have seen things. Strange and horrifying, but always true.
Will you trust my words?
Yes.
One man only prepared by the trials and revelations, holds the power to change the world. Because I saw you in the dreams I share with my God. I recognize you for what you are, a truth seeker. One of the rare humans who is able to perceive fragments of his mind.
Yes, yes.
I feel the truth in your words.
Because it was written. Or, as I like to see it, painted on the canvas of fate.
Here we go. There'll be plenty of time to float on your stones later. You've only got one fucking option anyway. So, all that shit about this will affect your destiny, basically, I think makes the decision for you earlier on in the game. In his house at Relia, Great Cthulhu lies dreaming. If you didn't know that and you hadn't read the story of the Call of Cthulhu. Now, do we get to see the man himself in his tentacly glory? I hope so. Otherwise, it really won't have been worth it. Yep, there we go. Big man himself. And that was it. That was literally it. You get to that point, Cthulhu awakes, and that's the lot. And that took all of 18 minutes to get to. And because of the various decisions we made earlier on in the game, that's sort of just it. It's not even as if there's some sort of epilogue, which is a bit dull. So let's wrap up Call of Cthulhu, the video game. I was kind of interested in playing it because I tried The Sinking City, which is the game that was exclusive on Epic, and I think may well have come out on Steam now after that exclusivity thing with Epic. Sinking City was Lovecraft-esque. I can't remember whether it referred to any specific Lovecraftian titles or names, but it was an open world game, but it was just very, very badly executed. There were some nice ideas in it, and I loved the clue management stuff, where you sort of combine different clues to come out with conclusions. But the problem was the actual game itself, the actual environment was horrible. It was terribly executed, with sort of NPCs flickering in and out of existence at random, almost. NPCs that weren't really interactable, and that sort of would walk into walls, turn around and just walk the other way. The AI was pitiful. And also the fact that a lot of the environment felt rather empty. It felt like just textures on solids, but there was not very much in the way of furniture around. This game, the environments were quite busy. There was lots of stuff around, even though you weren't too sure what was interactable and not. But it just annoyed me, the fact that it was so badly put together. I just didn't feel like trying to get very far with it. I might try again now we've got through this. This is an official port. You know, Chaosium, as we've just seen go past the credits, were involved, and they are the holders of the Call of Cthulhu role-playing game license and so on. And if you could see some of the stuff on my shelves here, there's a whole shelf of Call of Cthulhu role-playing game. 7th edition, with some of the big campaigns. I've got Delta Green, I've got World War Cthulhu, I've got some Tales from the Loop and stuff like that behind me. And, you know, it's all good shit. But that, I don't think, was really a role-playing game as such. That was a series of railroaded scenes stuck together with chewing gum and gaffer tape. There were decisions to make. Oh, I'm glad I left it until after the credits. There were decisions to make. There was character points to spend, but you still get to the same end point, more or less. I think, you know, some of these skills and decisions may have changed the final ending, but that's really the only thing you ever had any control over, is which particular end cutscene we get to see. Whether Cthulhu awakes or something else comes out, or you kill everyone, I dare say. I'm not sure what the various endings are that available, but I'm sure I could look them up and find out. Okay, now everyone's just beating the shit out of each other. I mean, the question would be, why are they beating the shit out of each other? Okay. Whatevs. That's the Simon's toy. Simon being the son of Charles and Sarah Hawkins, who you originally brought in to investigate the death of. Are we dead? Are we alive? Oh no, that's Sarah Hawkins. Oh, is that it? We just beat her to death with a rock. So, okay, I don't know where we've got to now. I mean, anyone else would have probably just shut it down as soon as we hit the credits. So we've got Enter Madness. So what does this mean? Oh right, so we'd get to revisit that bit, but that's it. Okay. So yeah, ultimately, I think I got to the end of it. Although I'm not sure whether I'm disappointed or not. It was all a little bit meh when you get to the end of it. I mean, you get to see Cthulhu himself very, very briefly. It was like 2 or 3 frames and then it cut. But it's just... there wasn't really the control. You don't really have much control over how this ends. Yeah, the only ending is the only difference in the endings are probably the different cutscenes. But otherwise, you get to go through the same scenes. You get to escape from the asylum. You get to talk with Leviathan and all the rest of it. But you end up at the same point. You end up at that ritual point with, you know, do I let everyone die? Do I summon Cthulhu? Or whatever. Exactly what the decisions are, I don't know. This is the only time I've played through it. If I'd paid full price for that, I might have been a bit annoyed. Although that's been a good sort of 8 hours of play, give or take. That was every morning last week for about an hour and something. Hour and 20 minutes, hour and a half, something like that. So that was, what, 5... 7, yeah, probably got to about 7, 8 hours at this point. I wasn't completionist. There were some things I probably missed that I would have been a bit more interested in finding and looking at while I was going along. But with reloads and things, I think you lose track of those. The environment was nice. Some of the dialogue wasn't too bad. QA on the game was a little bit ropey in that some of the subtitles didn't match the dialogue. And as I've said, I think some of the plotting, you get to certain points and things contradict what's being said. So you go through one scene and you say, you know, yes, I'd like you to accompany me. And then next time you talk to the guy, it's almost like you said, well, I don't need any help or something. You know, the dialogue he comes back with contradicts the decision you already made. So that's sort of not brilliant. And that sort of lends itself really towards my justification of saying that it doesn't really let you control it doesn't let you really control the story. You get to control you as you walk around and get things done and search for things and you know, pick up the clues and such. But really, if you don't find the clues, you can't move on to the next bit. So you just end up having to find them or look them up on the internet. Where the fuck is this clue so I can get through this bleeding scene? So